Hey everyone out there on YouTube, this is Snow with Waspinator, and we're going to talk a bit of smack about Pokemon today, starting with the red and blue reissues
Yeah, and
that
we
are
got a
coming.
lot of shit to say.
You fuckos. And, this dates back to fucking Aurus in 2014. I mean, it was like a 14-month wait for a new announcement from Game Freak and Nintendo, and what was it? A pissant reissue of a game that we've already got in the fucking cupboard
Yeah,
drawer that we can play
and
right now.
yeah, we still got all the cartridge versions. Well, me and Sky anyway. And then what they follow it up with another announcement of a Pokemon we've had in our box for 6 months. Um, that was another little
Volcanion.
beauty that I was really happy about. Volcanion. I mean, yeah, call me a cheater, but you know, been there, had that. Uh,
Another thing as well on that is that you know, I'm over the Koro bullshit. You know, everyone
yeah,
predicting big news for Pokemon. Ever since last August in 2015, it's been fucking righto, big
mate,
Pokemon news coming, and
the
it's just been
worst kept
shit.
secret in Pokemon history. Everyone knew this thing existed 6 months before they fucking announced it,
That's true.
and they went ahead and announced it anyway and called it big Pokemon news.
It
Everyone
wasn't
knew this
at
shit was
all.
coming, and to top that off, more disappointment. No Z, like Z minimum, like even that is
Exactly.
not that impressive. That's not even. That's not chat. That's not getting me erect at all. And Gen 7 nowhere on the horizon, especially not 2016.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think seven is happening any fucking time soon. Like I don't even think
of
it's a
course not.
2017 thing anymore.
Nah. Uh, yeah, no, and then just this Pokken tournament.
Pocket
Seriously, all we're
tournament.
getting is a reissue and Pokken tournament.
It's not just
Oh
that.
well,
I love it.
thank
I
you.
like it. I love all of these big predictions we've had going. Big Pokemon news coming. Masuda will talk some bullshit, and then we'll get the announcement, and then it's trash. What? Let's do the list. Super Mystery Dungeon, Hooper event, Pokken tournament, Pokemon Pit Cross or whatever it's called. Now the Volcanion news. That's it.
Yeah,
Like
mate,
what
we
the
had
fuck?
Pokemon
Like
Go too, mate.
yeah, Pokemon Go. Yeah,
You want to look like a
Pokemon
twat in real life, but in the public, you can do that
Po-
now.
yeah.
That's a thing.
When I saw that when I saw that
Uh,
get announced Pokemon Go, I was like, yeah, Pokemon Go, fuck yourself because I want a new
and
game, not this
yeah,
shit.
and I just love how the ad is the most unrealistic load of crap. It didn't anyway portray a Pokemon fan. There's hardly any kids in it.
It's like
Isn't
all
it
30
directed at
year olds.
children? And they're like directing it at families. It's not a family app. You're not going to have your dad running around with you trying to get a fucking Charizard in the middle of
Your old,
bumfuck because
yeah,
this stupid app told you to go there.
your old man will say, "Here's $50. Fuck off. I'm on night shift."
Yeah.
That's what'll happen. He won't give a shit about Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
He'll be
no,
like, get off
Pokemon Go.
that fucking thing and go and take out the trash. That's what he'll be like.
Well, we'll get back on topic, Sky. The reissue. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm sick of hearing in YouTube comments, this hype train, quotation mark, uh, the fact that people commenting going, can I transfer to Pokemon Bank? Can I fucking get Mew? Can the glitches there? They've changed nothing. It is a reissue
It's the
and it
exact
has
same game.
wireless communication. It's not Wi Fi, idiots. You can literally not trade online. You can trade with a person 10 fucking centimeters from you, just like the link cable. You just don't need a cable. That's it.
Yeah, it's
What
literally
part
the
of that
exact same
don't you
game.
understand? You are not getting jack shit from this game. I
Yeah,
mean, me and Sky, I can speak. I can speak for me and Sky. Like we have been playing these games blue. Like this year, I've played. Last year, 2015, I played through yellow. I played through red and blue, waiting for these dipshit announcements for Z or anything. And all I get is told that I'm getting the same shit that I've been playing all fucking year. That's it. The exact
Uh,
same. Not even a remake. God, fuck, I'm
yeah,
annoyed.
I've clocked red, blue, and yellow last year. I've clocked, Pocket Monsters red, green, blue, and yellow. I've beaten Gen 1 in its
Yeah.
purest form. I'm
I mean,
sick
I
of
still
fucking looking
have.
at it.
Yeah, I still have blue version boxed. I still have Gook. I even got Gook Green in its
yeah.
box. I do not
Yeah.
want some pissant, shitty, downloadable content for a 3DS. And you know what else? That's been really pissing me off, Sky. I think you've seen this comment as well. I'm going out to buy a 3DS just for this. Um, no,
Yeah.
don't. You're an
Yeah.
idiot. Because you can go and spend 240 on a 3DS new 3DS XL with no games on it, and get a fucking cheap, shitty reissue for like what is it, $5 a pop, in Yankville? I don't know, probably 10
Yeah,
in
it's like
Australia.
10. Yeah, it'd be
Uh,
about 10 here.
yeah, so
Fucking bullshit.
260 for one game in a 3DS XL to get shitty 8-bit graphics that we had in fucking 90s.
And not only that, but
Instead, yeah,
red and blue are
instead
in
of
black and white.
yeah, and they're in black and white, so they're a step back from the cartridge games. And then, and then you're gonna tell me you've been waiting so long. You know, you're too fucking cheap to go on eBay. Well, you can't be cheap because you're spending like a small fortune on a fucking game that you could have got on eBay for fucking $200 less, and the fucking
yeah.
console it was built for. Uh,
You know what's
so if
funny?
you're so desperate to play it and you've been waiting so long, well, do you not know what eBay is? Uh,
When people say like I'm going out to buy a 3DS just for this, you could go and buy a factory sealed copy of a Gen 1 game for less than that. You know what I mean? Like you could buy a virgin copy of the game cheaper than that. You fucking
yeah,
retard.
cherry unpopped.
yeah, man. Like fucking when these things were announced, I didn't. I almost died. Not of joy, not of happiness, not of thrill, but of hate. Just blind rage. Because I
Yeah,
saw this
well,
coming a mile off.
yeah. Well, what I was told, like how I found out, is I was sent a text message from some muppet saying remake. Okay, so I was hyped, like, oh, Kano remake, that'll be alright for 3DS. And then I looked
Yeah.
it up, and it's a pissy, shitty, cheap, fucking cash grabbing, cunt, fucking downloadable content, exactly copy paste. What the fuck? Nah, yeah, nah, nah. You think I'm gonna buy this shit? I already did. So stop saying, oh, you just hate, you don't appreciate these. I appreciate the games. That's why I've kept them for fucking 20 years. You fucking
yeah.
douches. Stop using that as a fucking argument in the YouTube comment section. I'm sick of reading it. Oh, you just have, no, it's for fucking nostalgia.
It's
Oh
for
my god, the N
nostalgia.
word. The fucking N word. Oh, I'm gonna throw my tin of rum at it.
it's the N word,
Yeah,
nostalgia.
the N word. The word we do not speak of. Nostalgia.
nostalgia. Yeah.
I'm
Like,
all
one
for
thing.
nostalgia, but I'm all for keeping games so I can fucking relive those nostalgic fucking moments as well.
I don't. Yeah. These reissues, like, everyone around me always talked up Kanto remake, it's happening for the 20th anniversary, and I was like, don't bet your life. And then
Yeah.
I was fully expecting something cheap, like an event Pikachu with the original trainer Ash Ketchum. That's what I predicted. Was I far
Yeah,
off? Fuck
mate,
no, because what did
that
we
is
get?
far more expensive than a reissue.
Yeah. yeah, even
Fucking,
that's
they're
too
not
much.
changing a single thing other than you can wirelessly trade. And remember, that's wireless, not Wi-Fi. You still will
There
not
is
be able to
no.
trade you with your mate who's in the next state. You're not going to be able to trade jack shit unless you got two 3DSs within the same fucking 30-meter radius. If you're lucky, 30 meters will work. You're still
Yeah.
going to need to be as close as a link cable. They just don't want you to have a link cable. That's it.
And another thing as well that's been pissing me off. Now, since Ruby and Sapphire came out in like what 2002, 2003 when they first came out,
Oh,
that
three
was
wasn't it, or
it.
something?
I think it was '03 for us at least. I think it was
Yeah.
2002 for Gookalam. But right then and there, that is what cut off everything that came before. There was no trading Pokemon from 1 or 2 to Gen 3. I'm sick and tired of seeing, will these work with Pokemon Bank? No, they fucking won't because they're on a 20-year-old system, you dumb cunt! Fuck me dead.
Like, yes, they're on a 3DS. Uh, no, you won't have Wi Fi. You'll have wireless. There's a big difference. I know it doesn't sound very different, but it is. And
Mm.
people hyping it up thinking that they're going to be able to complete their decks now, which is just ridiculous. Because you still, unless you got two 3DSs with the games that you purchased, well, you have to at least purchase one of them on the other device and one on the other one. Uh,
Yeah,
so unless you're
you
looking
can't
at
trade
spending
them,
like
yeah.
$500 on two systems in a fucking downloadable game, which is 20 years old, you're still not going to finish the decks at all. There's no wireless function, no Wi-Fi
Yeah.
function. Sorry, it's
There's no
wireless.
Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi at all in these things. They've only
You're not going to
negated
be
the need for a
battling
cable.
online either, people. There's no online battle servers. Stop having
And
hype
one thing,
trains over this trash. Nintendo is shitting on us.
one thing to add in there is that you think you're going to be Wi-Fi battling on Gen 1. Cunts don't even do it on Gen 6 anymore. What makes you
Yeah, I
think
mean,
you're going to get a battle on Gen 1? They can't even be asked doing it on Aorus anymore.
yeah, let's spam the Dragonite with rap. Uh, is that what you want? Go
Yeah.
ahead and play it, because I won't be.
Yeah. Dragonite, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, and Mew and Mewtwo. If the glitch is still in there, which I hope it fucking isn't.
Yeah,
For everyone that gets on this just for the glitches, I hope to fuck that they've patched them. Then you can realize what a dumbass you are for shelling out money and saying to these companies it's okay to release trash like this. Your money
yeah,
is your voice. Do not buy these games because all you're doing is saying it's okay to release shit like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Don't fucking
Nintendo,
do
you
it.
don't have to spend money to make money anymore. Don't remake it. Just give us a reissue. That's all you're saying you want. And it's just really fucking
Yeah.
demoralizing for people who are actually seeing this for what it is, which is an utter rort.
Seriously, people, your money is your voice. Gen 7 is a game that, and Pokemon Z at least, it was a game that we needed badly, and we needed it last fucking year in 2015.
Yeah,
2016, make no mistake, people, these reissues are all we are getting for this year. That is it.
probably.
At a touch, we might get a main series announcement at the end of the year, but that would be fucking pushing it a bit. Like I reckon. I don't think we'll hear a fucking word. And I reckon if it's late 2016 that we hear anything about a new main game, and if it is only Pokemon Z at that point, fuck Game Freak and fuck Nintendo. I'm done. Gen 6 is done. That part of the story in Pokemon is over. It is finished. It is 3 years over. It's 3 years outdated now. It is done. All right. My thoughts
Yeah,
are on Gen 7 now. I need something new. I need something challenging, and that challenge is a new fucking gen, not this reissue shit. This reissue, everyone is making the argument, oh, it's just to buy some time. I'm like, yeah, and they're gonna keep buying time if you buy this piece of shit. Is what you need to understand.
yeah, yeah.
Don't buy it.
Imagine how much time they'd buy if no prick bought it.
Fuck
Well, they'd
all.
just
We,
look at each other and go, "We fucked up. Let's bring
Gen,
forward the release."
mate, nah, Gen 7 will be announced like that same weekend. February 27th or whenever it is. It'll be announced that same weekend if no cunt buys it.
Yeah, see, this reissue is solely to hold us till fall 2016, end of this year. That's all it is for.
Yeah,
They don't give a
it'll
shit
carry us
about
the
your
whole year.
nostalgic fucking circle jerk. All it is they fucking need more time, and that's the cheapest, most easiest, and satisfying way to do it. And all you droolers out there are falling for it, hook, line, and sinker.
There's so much more better things. Like everyone that says this is what I've always wanted at a 20th anniversary. Now let me just stop all you dumbasses right then and there. I'm sure there'll be a ton of you in the comments carrying on. Oh, you fucking idiot! Now I don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
what would we know? Well, I know life before Pokemon, so fuck you.
And I'll know it after it if this shit keeps up. And I'm saying right now, like like a Pokemon Yellow remake in 3D Kanto would have been all right, not great, but it would have been better than the reissues. But what I
Yeah,
thought, if we had to go back to Kanto, how about doing like a red and blue, like a red 2 and blue 2? Like something that goes after Gold and Silver, like Gold and Silver are 3 years after Red and Blue. Why not do a sequel game to Red and Blue, like Black and White? Like that would have been a bit better. So have a 3D Kanto, completely new story in there, unrelated to what came before. That would have been a better
yeah,
way about it.
yeah.
That
Nothing
would
to
have been
do with
amazing.
red and blue. That would have been fine.
Like have Red and
Interesting.
Blue,
That would have
Yeah,
easily held us over till the end of the year.
have Red and Blue take the back seat for a time as Pokemon Masters, set it in Kanto, call it Red 2 and Blue 2, completely unrelated to what came before, and we'll have a completely new Kanto. Man, Team Rocket could make a comeback finally, and it could have been just fucking epic. But no! Missed opportunity again. A Red 2 and Blue 2
Yeah.
is exactly what we needed here, and that would have been a lot better than what we've got, and this is just fucking sad. What a missed
Yeah, what we've
opportunity this
got is
was.
what we've had, and everyone's clapping their hands over it, and I'm sick of it.
Like that, the Red 2 and Blue 2 could have easily have led in to having Team Rocket as the main villains again in like every subsequent game. Now, I don't want to hear any of this Galactic and Plasma are better. Nah, mate, they're all wannabes. They're all shit. Fucking, we could have easily
It's
have got
the
Team Rocket back
plots
in
are
there.
just ridiculous. World domination, all this shit. Just go back to having a team of guys who go around stealing everyone's shit. That's perfectly fine.
Like, like,
It's good enough for the anime. Why? Why isn't it in the game?
I'm
Yeah,
over it.
that shits me.
And I'm telling you right now, the only good thing, if that you can get away from these reissues is that, well, at least it isn't one of those cop out gens like Diamond and Pearl that introduce fucking 18 new fucking legendaries in one generation. Like, I'm glad that we're not getting any more of that shit. But
Yeah.
I need
Good
something
region,
new.
shit Pokemon lineup.
It's like what you said. It's like what you said, Waspinator, with with Gen 7, we need at least minimum 100 new Pokemon, then plus Megas.
Yeah.
On top of that, like we need
We got
something fucking
70.
huge.
We got what did we get? We got 72 in Gen 6 and 48. Was it? No, for Aurus, was it? Um, Aurus combined. I don't know. It was like 72 new Pokemon and 48 Megas or some crap. That's it.
It was something like that, yeah.
I don't count Megas as a new Pokemon, people. It isn't a
I
new
don't.
Pokemon.
It's not at all.
And it took
A
me a while
Pokemon.
to even stomach the idea of a Mega Evolution. I'm okay with
Po-
it now, but,
hmm.
not being the
Yeah,
biggest Digimon fan, I was sort of shitty at
Yeah.
first.
That's what I was like. Pokemon going Super Saiyan. I don't count that as a whole new Pokemon.
No,
Like things with forms, like even things with forms, like Giratina, Shaman, and fucking Hooper and Hooper Unbound and shit. Like those aren't separate Pokemon. They're the exact same fucking thing. Primal
yeah,
forms are
you
no
can't
different
count
either.
them as two. Yeah.
You can't at all. And
The
it
stats
chaps
may
my ass.
change, but they're still the same Pokemon to me.
It chaps my ass that fucking Smogon like try to have megas as their own thing. Like if you look up Aerodactyl on Smogon, you'll get 2 hits for Aerodactyl, then Mega Aerodactyl. I'm like, it's the same fucking Pokemon, mate. All right, over it.
Yeah. All it is, Mega is just a held item. That's it.
Mm. A held item that can't be knocked off or tricked. That's all it is.
Yeah. Should be
Fucking
able to be
stupid.
tricked. I
It
reckon you
should
should be
be.
able to knock it off. If you're too gammon to fucking get your Mega on, that's your fault.
If you don't get it off that first turn, you deserve to lose it, I reckon.
Yeah.
And the
No, I don't care
primals,
about, it's a bond and all this crap. Well, bonds are easily broken.
yeah, they are. They
And a
are. Like
knockoff
that's.
is just a thing to do it.
And now here's
In
the
my
thing.
opinion.
Like one thing as well. Like back when Delta Emerald was still a possibility, I was open to a Delta Emerald when Aurus, like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, was still like fresh out of the oven. You know what I mean? I was open
Yeah.
to Delta Emerald, but now that it's been 2 years to the day, I do not ever want to see Hoenn again. It's as bad as Kanto now. I'm sick of looking at it. Like, and Pokemon Z, like, if Pokemon Z, if they honestly just tack on to Gen 6, 3 years since X and Y, mind you, if all they do is tack onto it, I want Kalos and Hoenn in the same game. Make Hoenn a post game as what Kanto was to Johto in Gen 2. If you can't do that, then go and get fucked. Because if it's anything less than both of them together, I don't give a shit if you're staying with Gen
Yeah.
6.
Because they're both barely half a game now. We've been there, done that, know it all.
Yeah,
If
mate.
you
Yeah.
can't give us both, and I'm not one for the whole I want two regions in a game thing. I don't really give a fuck really, as long as the
I
game's
hate
good.
it as well.
But
Yeah.
but
But
when
this
two
time,
games are
yeah.
this old, they're old. Okay, they're fucking
Mm.
old. I don't
Yeah, they
care who
are.
you are, what you are. Might as well call them a reissue now. Um, put them both in, or just make Y fucking or Z huge. I mean, just you can't just shoehorn in a fucking legendary and go, there you go, chaps. Like Crystal version did. That's all they did. They did dick all otherwise. If
Yeah,
you
and
do
they made
that, I
yeah,
will be
and then
fucking pissed off.
yeah, Crystal. I used to like. I never owned Crystal as a kid, but it was always the one that I was most interested in. But then when I got older, because like I never got it till 10 years later. I was 8 when Crystal came out. I didn't get it until I was 18, and fucking. And I played it. I'm like, you know what? This is fucking shit because all they did was shoehorn in Suicune and made a movie, Pokemon Forever, Celebi the Voice of the Forest, and called it a day. That's all
Yeah.
they fucking did. It's the same
Yeah, and put
game,
a girl sprite in as well. That's it.
which they completely fucked in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, mind you. Um,
Yeah.
but one
Yeah.
thing that yeah, they completely changed that. Like fucking why? Oh, who the fuck cares? Because clearly Game Freak are right with all these reissues. I mean, and one thing as well, like on the reissue thing, is that the thing that pisses me off the most is, you know what? If everyone's excited about these bullshit reissues, screaming in the comments, going, gold, silver, crystal, ruby, sapphire, and emerald, fucking, let's do them all. Well, then fine, I'm all up for that. But I want no more remakes ever again, if that's the way we're going.
Yeah.
Either reissues or remakes, mate. Make your pick now. You can't have both. It's
And
one or
me
the fucking
personally,
other.
I would rather them put some effort in and remake it.
Me
Uh,
exactly. I'm 100% with you on that.
can you imagine playing Kanto right now in the X and Y, 3D? Like,
You know what I always imagine would be cool
fuck,
to
that'd
see
be awesome.
in 3D Kanto. The one thing, like, if it was a 3D remake, I always thought how awesome it would be to go into the Silpho building, hearing that eerie music and seeing that indoor fountain in the lobby in 3D. Epic.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that now
Same,
because
same
all
with
you.
same, yeah, same with Lavender Town. Like you said earlier,
Yeah.
wasted opportunity.
It
Even
could have
just
been,
a
yeah.
yellow remake would have been fucking perfect. Nah,
Yeah.
nothing. We get a shitty game we once played 20 years ago. That's it. then
Yeah,
I'm
see,
sure,
like,
there's probably kids out there pumped because they missed out. And as soon as you put these in your fucking game and start playing them, you go, wow, this is so boring.
and that's
There's
one thing
nothing
I
to
need.
do.
That's
There's
one
no
thing I need to.
post game
Yeah,
other
that
than catch
yeah,
Mewtwo. There's nothing. There's nothing. You
that's
can't
one
do
thing I
anything.
need.
There's no
That's
battle fucking frontier. Nothing.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to stress here. Is that here's the thing. Like I've convinced people to play Pokemon before, and they ask me, should I go all the way back to Gen One? And I say, absolutely not, because I've always believed with the Pokemon franchise is that it's a series that is always sprawling. It's like a city that's always getting bigger. It can never go back to being a small town. You can't have 721 Pokemon and expect people to go back to 151. It just doesn't work because there's bigger and better stuff out there. You can't honestly recommend to anyone go back and play Gen 1 when Aurus is out right now. You know what I mean? Like, those
Yeah,
older
no.
games, they're done, mate. They're back on the wall. They're relics now. Doesn't matter if they get a reissue. If it was a remake, then I'd say go for it because then they could get the best of both worlds. Experience Kanto in its truest form, like well not its truest, but like its like latest form, and have all 151. Get the story and all that stuff. Have Red and Blue. Then they can get everything from Omega Ruby and X and Y and Alpha Sapphire. You know what I mean? Like there were
Yeah.
so many better ways they could have gone about this, and they chose the weakest, cheapest way. And like fucking it annoys me that everyone is so open to it, but like I'm like that red 2 and blue 2 idea, I still stick by that, and I'm so fucking angry that I thought of that because now I'm just even more
And
pissed off with this.
we're doing the video mostly just to see if there actually is anyone else out there who thinks
Yeah,
that this is bullshit. It
this
seems to be
yeah
only me and Sky who are completely against this decision.
yeah
And, and
this
I just haven't
podcast
seen
yeah
any negative comments other than our own in anyone's YouTube channel backing this reissue shit. Like it's only been me and Sky bagging it. Well, it's not bagging it. Just we're pissed off. Like we a remake
like yeah
minimum.
like
If you're gonna do,
like yeah like what we've
uh,
been trying to do here is just see. Surely we're not the only two people in the fucking world that see what's going on here. And like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, I'm all for Kanto, mate. Like, yellow was my first game. Waspinator, his first game was blue, for fuck's sake. We are Gen
yeah,
1ers,
blue
but
version. I didn't even get a remake of that. Spoilers.
and like I'm just and like I didn't get one of yellow either. And I'm just saying,
So anyone who stands there and goes, oh, well, your games have already been remade. Well, no, two of them were, two haven't.
yeah,
So
red,
you can jam that
red.
up your ass.
Yeah, red, and like, we're kind of just doing this just to see, like, surely there are other people out there that have had bigger and better ideas for Kanto than just this. Like, I mean, everyone talking, like, even a remake I wasn't too crazy about because it would have just been the same thing. Like, it would have been a step up from a reissue, but it wouldn't have been that much better. But I thought a sequel game to Kanto, like, I know Gold and Silver were kind of. But like to do a proper one on Kanto, like maybe like in Gold and Silver, like Lavender Tower, that became a radio tower. Maybe in the Red and Blue 2, like the sequel games, it could have gone back to being a graveyard. Like there's just so much more stuff that they could have done, but they just they didn't care. They phoned it in, and like we're kind of just doing this video just to see if other people just understand that what they're doing here is just no talent, no effort.
It's just a
They don't
cheap,
even
shitty
care.
way to shut up the fucking poker fan base. That's it.
And that's it. Like, you know
And
what I
it's
mean? Like,
fucking worked, clearly. Because you're all fucking ecstatic about it.
and
I'm
like
not.
that's just really chapped my ass because I always thought like, you know, Kanto like the thing that everyone says like, and we've even had Pokemon Origins as well. Like Kanto is still so like it's been in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It's been in Fire Red, Leaf Green, Kanto, Gold, Silver, and it's been in more games than any other region. But like, that's I think what when people say I'm sick of seeing Kanto, like a lot of people say it. It's not just me, but like I think people when they say that, what they really want is a fresh take on Kanto. They don't want a remake or a remaster or a reissue. They want a new story in the Kanto setting. They could have easily have done that with a red 2 and blue 2, but they just chose not to. Like Like that could have been something really special. That would have been pretty groundbreaking, I think. That would have got me excited. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, well, they probably wouldn't have used blue too, but they could have did red too and green too. Anything like that's probably what they'd use because that was the first in Japan. But let's be honest,
Oh
blue
yeah.
replaced green because green was dog shit. So uh,
Actually, on a little thing on that, actually, blue replaced both red and green. Red and green both used the same sprite work. Blue was the only one that used different ones, and that was the one that
oh,
they
true.
adapted. Yeah, blue, the
The
Japanese
yellow.
blue was what they used to adapt to the localized red and blue, and yellow got its own sprite work because the show took off then.
Yeah,
But yeah, like there was just so much more they could have done, and it was just a missed opportunity. And even now, like that would have been a perfect way to have sent off Gen 6, I think. Like had they have
yeah,
done that, that would have been a perfect send off for Gen 6. A new story, new characters. And like you don't even have to like you don't have to ignore all of the original games. Like still have like Daisy Oak, still have Daisy Oak in there. Maybe have Professor Oak retired and still have Red's mum there, now elderly and all that. It could have been just so
yeah.
much more
And you could
better.
have, like, if you want to follow the anime, you could have had Professor Oak retire and have Gary in there running the show. I don't
Like how awesome
know.
would it have been? Like how awesome would it have been to like have him retire and have Gary Oak, and you could have even had a Tracy come back there. Like if you played your
Yeah,
cards right, like it could have just been like if you wanted it to be more of an anime feel, you could have easily have done that. And like I always thought if we're going back to Kanto, like I got this idea the minute these reissues dropped, and I was like, I was never that psyched about a remake, but I always thought if we went a sequel way, Jesus, mate, there is so much. There's so much clay that you can just grab and mold, and you could have made an awesome, memorable game. And then they just, it makes me. Sometimes I feel like they never even thought of that. Like
yeah. They probably haven't, to be honest.
I don't think they have. It's game like from what I've been seeing lately. It seems like that whole sequel game talk is something they would never have thought of in a million fucking years.
Yeah.
It
The
pisses
only
me
way they'll
off.
touch Kanto again is if they remake it, and clearly not anytime soon.
And the
And I
only
know
reason,
people will be there
yeah,
saying, "Oh, we don't want two remakes in a row. It's not how Nintendo normally do it." But since when did Nintendo give a shit about doing things in an orderly fashion?
yeah,
Uh,
everyone that says they go like this is what annoys me the most when I look up YouTube videos and look at comments. Everyone's saying there's a pattern to these games. It goes the new gen remakes, then the third one. That's how they've always done it. Well, then explain to me, nugget nuts, where did Black and White come from, and where did Black and White 2 come from? You
yeah,
fucking idiots. That's broken the chain forever. Like
yeah.
Black and White, I remember when Black and White were announced, and talk was everywhere that there were 3DS launch games. But no, they chicken shit it out and shoehorned it in on the DS. And then to add a bit of like the icing to the cake, let's make a sequel game. Squeeze it out for another year.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the 3DS is actually out. Uh,
Yeah, the
six
3DS
fucking
was
years
already out.
this console's been out. 6 fucking years old, and it's had two fucking main series games on it. Like,
Oh,
I know
I'm
there's four,
fucking.
but you go X and Y, or and then Ruby and Sapphire. That's it. That's all
Yeah.
that's on it in 6 years.
One thing to point out on that is that the
Six
3DS was
fucking
out.
years.
The 3DS was out in 2011. I want to point out that was the year that Black and White dropped, right? 3DS was already a year old by the time Black 2 and White 2 dropped. What the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? Get your shit together.
Yeah. And then they're sitting there. Well, I know the 3DS is sold all right now, but
Yeah,
the
just
start
barely,
could
but
have been
yeah.
a lot better. The beginning of its life cycle could have been a lot better if they just did Black 2, which, why wouldn't you have done them on the new fucking
Yeah,
console?
what's one thing like that one comment that we read that night that said on the reissues. Finally, Nintendo are making the right decisions. No, when I saw Black and White, the original Black and White, were going to be launch games in 2011 for the 3DS, I was like, now they've got their shit together. Opening up a new handheld with Pokemon right off the bat. Nah, chicken shit
Yeah.
out, put it on the normal
Yeah.
Nintendo DS. Man,
Yeah.
they did a heel turn, they did a backflip, they chicken shit it out and put it back on the fucking DS. Like, oh my god. And then they
And
brought out
that's
a
where
sequel game.
Nintendo's troubles really began. It's been
That's pretty
flop
much,
after flop.
yeah,
I
that
mean,
decision at the last minute to knock it back onto the DS was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen a company do.
yeah.
I cannot believe that. Because I was
I
that
mean,
psyched with it as well.
remind
I would
me
have
again
loved
what
an
sells
Uber.
the most on every handheld device Nintendo brings out. What is the
Yeah, I
highest
want, yeah,
selling?
do the list. The Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Number one spot was Pokemon Red and Blue combined. Second place was Pokemon Yellow. Exact same again. Gold and Silver got top place. Second place was Crystal. Exact same again on the DS. Fucking Diamond and Pearl in there. Friggin' Platinum, Heart Gold and Soul. Always the number one spot, mate. Fucking. And then they just. What is going on? Like, ugh. If they think these reissues though are gonna fucking do anything, like in the long run, they won't. Like, don't get me wrong, they'll sell well initially. A lot of people will buy them. Then they'll finally see them for what it's worth. But by then it's too late because you've already bought the game and you said it's okay to release shit like this.
Yeah.
And like,
I mean, these younger Pokemon players will get it, see just how lacking it is compared to today's standards, and they'll stop playing it within a week. And, then you've already given them the money that they don't care if you play it any longer. They don't need to
yeah,
maintain anything.
and that's one thing as well with you and me is that we played like red, blue, and yellow back like when they were we had to go into fucking Toy World and Toys R Us to buy those games. There were no EB games or fucking GameStop or any of that shit back then. Fucking at
Yeah.
least not in Australia. You had to go to places like Target and shit to buy them. And I remember the day that
Clothing stores with the little toy section in the corner.
yeah, that's where we had to get them back in the day. And like we've played them back when they were the shit. Like we saw the movie, we all had our Game Boys in our pockets and we saw it. Gen 1 is done for us. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing Gen 1 come back here, there, and everywhere, but I think what I'm getting at is I don't like. I, I like it when Kanto comes back. I don't like it when Gen 1 comes back. Like I like it. I
Yeah.
like seeing Kanto and the land. Like an example of this is in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Like when I found out going back to Kanto, because I got gold when I was a kid. Going back to Kanto, I was like, holy shit! Like this is the game that I like fell in love with like a year before this. This is epic. And like and seeing Cinnabar Mountain exploded, like the volcano erupted. Like
Yeah.
how awesome would it have been to have seen that again in another sequel? Like, change it up a bit. Like the game, obviously the game kind of closed down. Like maybe Sylph Cove has like branched off and things like that, and like maybe Vermilion's gotten a bit bigger. Like maybe it's like sending off another maiden voyage. Like the ground that the Marchamps and or the Marchops or whatever that they were standing on in Vermilion. Maybe whatever they were building is built now. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. If it's been built in gold and silver, I don't think it is.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't
It
even
wasn't.
built in
Yeah,
Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
yeah. Like, there's just so much more that they could have done. Like, you know what's one thing I thought would have been cool to have seen again? Like maybe like that first gym in the original black and white, how you fight those guys with the pant paws and the pantsiers and all that shit.
Yeah.
um, or whatever they are. Like, I always thought it would have been cool to have gone into Cerulean Gym and verse Misty's sisters. Like that
Yeah.
in a rotation battle. Like, they could have done a rotation battle like that, or like maybe like have Johto as a side-on thing to like red and blue too, and have Kanto as the main one, then Johto as a secondary one, and have an aerial battle with Faulkner. Like, there was just so much
Yeah.
more. Like, they've got all these cool ideas to make Kanto work again They just don't fucking use them. Like a remake would never use them the way a sequel would. Kanto
The
needs a
Sky
sequel,
battles
not a
were
remake.
wasted. Sky battles were a wasted opportunity. They're just dull. They're just
It w-
almost
it would have been
pointless.
awesome. It would have been awesome though, like especially in Johto at least, just for that first gym battle to have seen it there. Like I think that would have been epic, but you know, it's a one-off thing that most dipshits would never appreciate. So I wouldn't remake a
Yeah.
game just for that. But Kanto needs a sequel. It doesn't need a reissue or a remake. It needs a new take on the place.
Yeah.
Like you know how Lavender Tower closed down and that construction was still happening in Vermilion. Like maybe that became the new graveyard. Like we don't know what the fuck. Like, really, really
There's
disappointed,
so
mate.
much they could have done. Just imagine like a Lumoy's type thing for Celadon City and Saffron City. Like, uh, it could have been a huge
Oh,
game, really.
right. We're going to take a brief intermission here, gents. We'll be right back with part two of this podcast with Waspinator and Sky. Catch you in a bit.